Hey guys, I'm out here in the parking lot at the Montgomeryville campus, as you can see, and I want to talk to all of us on the First Touch team, our First Touch ministry, about how we actually handle first-time guests. Okay, why do we want to talk about that? Because you remember that one of our plumb lines actually is that the first visit should always set up the second visit, because we know that the chances of them coming back for a second visit, even when we do our job perfectly, is still a lot lower than we would like, right? It's like 16%. And so we want, but here's the thing, when they come back for the second visit, it's like 85% from there. So those who come back for the second visit, 85% of them will come back for the third and fourth and fifth, and even more than that. And so the first visit is so crucial. It's so important we do a great job, even though we understand that we're not going to get everybody, right? We don't like that, but that's the case. So I'm out here in the parking lot. I'm beginning with our parking guys. What do we do whenever we think we may have somebody who it's their first time with us? How do we know that? How do we hone in on that? Well, we usually will know it. Can't always. I mean, we're not going to be perfect at it, but we usually will know it because people, when they are new, tend to glance around when they get out of their car. They go, what is this place? Where's the front door? Where is the front door? Oh, there you see the front door back behind me, right? But they are looking around as to where to go, what to do, get a lay of the land, understand the surroundings, right? Most people, when they show up at church, they're pretty direct about what they're doing. Get out of the car. If they have kids, get their stuff and head in. And the kids usually look like they know where they're going. That's something to pay attention to with families, people with young kids, or even just high school students or whatever. They just have a feel for where they're going. A lot of times, if they're old enough, they'll walk up ahead of the parents. And so well, they're probably usual. If you don't know for sure, you probably know that in this case they're a regular attender. But in the case of new people, you will see that they are not acting like that. They are looking around. They are wondering what's going on here. And so that is an opportunity. That's an invitation for you to begin to approach them. Now, I just want to mention here, we're not asking you to be like the SWAT team, that as soon as you see a guest, you immediately run to them with an overwhelming force of love. Okay, we want to love them in an overwhelming way, but it doesn't always have to be in force, right? We need to meet them where they're at, and here's where they're at. They're probably a little apprehensive about what's going on. They probably don't know what to expect. And the last thing they would ever want is for somebody to overwhelm them in a way that is a little bit creepish, or just puts them off. So you want to approach people, but the way to do that is to begin to just walk up close to them with a smile on your face. And even as you are maybe 10 to 15 feet away, you can say, oh, hey, how are you? Good to see you guys. Welcome to Keystone. I don't think we've met before. My name is Rusty. So good to have you. And then there's an opportunity for that introduction where they say, oh, well, this is our second time here, our third time here, or no, this actually is the first time we've been here, and all of that. And then you can do your job the best way you know how in a situation, based upon where they're at. If they have kids, you can say, oh, well, what grades are your kids in? We have classes for everybody. Or if they don't have kids, you can just be walking with them and asking them. A good question to ask is, how'd you hear about Keystone? Or something like that. And they might say, oh, our friends go here. Oh, well, maybe I know them. Who are they? And they'll let you know and say, oh, well, I haven't met them yet. Or maybe you do know them. And, oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad you're here. And just walk with them casually, nonchalant, and you want to. The goal would be to try to hand them off to one of the greeters at the front door. You see back behind me. You're just kind of walking up. Now here is the thing. Okay, here's what I want to make sure we're clear on. If at any point you get this sense that they're not really into talking, they're really not into the idea of you walking with them the whole way up there, then by all means pay attention to that. Okay, don't follow people if you can tell they don't want to be followed. Okay, don't sit there and go, well, it's policy to walk them all the way up there, so I'm going to do it even though clearly these people don't like this at all. No, if you get that sense, be like, well, hey guys, so good to meet you. I hope you enjoy your visit. You see the front door up there. We have greeters. If you need anything, just let one of them know and they'll be happy to help you in any way they can. Okay, this is in the case of somebody you say clearly is not comfortable. Now, if they are good with this and they're enjoying the kind of hospitality that you are showing them, keep walking with them. All right, and you help them up to the door as a parking greeter, okay, as a parking lot greeter, as the way I like to see you guys. I don't see you as parking experts, although you're really good at it. Your main job is to greet people, and so we're going to bring them up here to the front door, okay? And there's going to be a greeter here. Actually, there's going to be greeters at our first time guest tent, which is somewhere out in front of the building here. You'll see there'll be times we have to maybe have it in different spots, but you want to take them to that place. In the nice weather months, you want to take them to the first time guest tent. In the winter weather months where we're maybe not going to have a tent out, you want to bring them up to a greeter at the door and say, hey, this is Jack and Betty, and this is their first day with us, and introduce them to whoever is the greeter at the time, and then the greeter is going to take it from there. Okay, so if there's any questions on that, let me know. Just a review for our parking guys. Figure out if they are a guest or not, and if they are, you want to find out how to meet them where they're at, whether they have kids or something like that. Help them understand what we have for them. Walk them up to the door, make them feel very welcome. Okay, if they don't want you to do it, you can see that they're clearly not into this, then don't push it. Usually you can tell because they're being really quiet and they just are not engaging in conversation. Okay, if they're not engaging you in any way in conversation and they're being pretty standoffish, that's how you know. Get them up here to the first time guest tent, or if we don't have that, then hand them off to a greeter at the front door.